Hag Sameach, everyone. We're going to do candle lighting and have a story for the first night of Hanukkah. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kirshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu l'hadlit ner shel Chanukah. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'asa nisim l'avoteinu bayamim ha'em b'azman hazeh. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'hechianu v'kiyamanu v'higianu l'azman hazeh. Ma'otzur Yeshuati l'chana el-shabeach tikon beit tefilati v'zon Huda nitzabeach li'et nachin matbeach mitzur hamnabeach az etmor b'shir mizmor Hanukat hamizbeach. So this week we're going to hear a series of stories by Isaac Bashevis Singer from his book called The Power of Light, Stories for Hanukkah. I might throw some others in as well, but we're going to start with these. The door opened and Mother came in from the kitchen. She was frying the Hanukkah pancakes. Her lean face was flushed. For a while she stood there and listened, although Mother was the daughter of a rabbi herself, she always pleaded with Father to be lenient and not to preach to us all the time. I heard her say, "Let the children have some fun. Who's winning?" It's little Mother's lucky day. It's little Moshe's lucky day, Hindel said. He's cleaned us all out. Don't forget to give a few pennies to the poor, Father said. In olden times, one had to tithe to the priests, but now that tithing should be given to the needy. Mother nodded, smiled, and returned to the kitchen. We continued our game. The tin dreidel, which I had bought before Hanukkah, had 4 Hebrew letters engraved on its side, Nun, Gimel, He, and Shin. According to Fathers, these letters were the initials of words which meant a great miracle happened there, an allusion to the war between the Maccabees and the Greeks in 170 BCE, and the victory of the Maccabees. It is for this victory and the purification of the Holy Temple in Jerusalem from idols that Hanukkah is celebrated. But for us children, Gimel meant winning, Nun losing, He half winning, and Shin another chance for another player. Moshe and I took this game seriously, but Joshua and Hindel played only to keep us company. They always let us and younger ones win. As for me, I was interested both in the game and the conversation of the adults. As if he read my mind, I heard Joshua ask, "Why did God work miracles in ancient times, and why doesn't he work miracles in our time?" Father pulled at his red beard. His eyes expressed indignation. "What are you saying, my son? God works miracles in every generation, even if we're not aware of them. Hanukkah especially is a feast of miracles. My grandmother, Hindel, you, my daughter, are named for her, told me the following story. In the village of Teshowitz, there was a child named Sadok. He was a prodigy. When he was 3 years old, he could already read the Bible. At 5, he studied Talmud. He was very good-hearted both to human beings and animals. There was a mouse where his family lived, and every day Sadok put a piece of cheese at the hole in the wall where the creature was hiding. At night, he put a saucer of milk there. One day, it happened to be the 3rd night of Hanukkah, little Sadok overheard a neighbor tell of a sick tailor in the village who was so poor he could not afford to buy wood to heat his hut. Little Sadok had heard that in the forest near the village there were a lot of fallen branches to be picked up for nothing, and he decided to gather as much wood as he could carry and bring it to the sick man. The child was so eager to help that he immediately set out for the forest without telling his mother where he was going. It was already late in the day when he left home, and by the time he reached the forest, it was dark. Little Sadok had lost his way and would surely have died from cold when suddenly he saw in the darkness 3 Hanukkah lights. For a while, they lingered before his eyes, and then they began to move slowly. Little Sadok went after them, and they brought him back to his village, to the hut where the sick man lived with his family. When the lights reached the door of the sick man's hut, they fell, turning into gold coins. The sick man was able to buy bread for his family and himself, fuel to heat the oven, as well as oil for the Hanukkah lights. It wasn't long before he got well and was able to earn a living. "Daddy, what happened to Sadok when he grew up?" I asked. He became a famous rabbi. He was known as the saintly Rabbi Sadok. It became so quiet I could hear the spluttering of the Hanukkah candles and the chirping of the house cricket. Mother came in from the kitchen with 2 full plates of pancakes, and they smelled delicious. "Why is it so quiet? Is the game over?" she asked. My brother, Moshe, who had seemed to be half asleep when Father told the story, suddenly opened his big blue eyes wide and said, "Daddy, I want to give money, the money I won, to a sick tailor." "You were preaching to them?" Mother asked half reproachfully. "I didn't preach. I told a story," Father said. "I want them to know that what God could do 2,000 years ago, he can do also in our time." Hag Sameach, happy Hanukkah. I'll see you tomorrow for the second light.